What is happening, guys? Thank you guys for tuning in to our 2-5 No Limit Hold'em Deep Stacked Cash Game Friday night. My name is Dustin Shacklock. I'll be here with you all night, and we got a good lineup. We're gonna jump right into the action. First hand of the night. My buddy Chuck there in the 8th seat, flopping top pair, getting after it, taking down the first one of the night. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Thanks for tuning in.
Scott, what are you standing
We're going to run this stream till about 11 or 12 tonight. Plenty of 2-5 No Limit Hold'em Deep Stacked Cash action coming your way. You guys jump in the chat. Let me know what's going on. Let me know who's here. Let me know what you guys are doing. Let me know what you guys are playing, where you're at, who's in Vegas, who's in town. I want to hear it all. We got a little bit different lineup than usual tonight here on the stream. Got a couple new players, a couple players I've never seen before, like RL there in the 9th seat, the 7th seat. I'm not sure his name.
4 bets 15.
And then we got a couple of our normal 2-5 regs, a couple live stream regs.
8 folds.
It's gonna be a good game. We got
1 fold and 2 pros. 3 heads.
Mike and Diane in the chat. Hey guys. Hope Vegas is going well for you. Hope you guys are crushing. I'll be out there in a week or two. I'm sure I'll see you at the win.
Heads up.
So for this 2-5 No Limit Hold'em Deep Stacked Cash, what that means is we let them buy in for a little more. We let them come in for a $1,500 max, as opposed to our normal 2-5 games in the rest of the room, which is an $800 max. We just juice it up a little bit. So $200 to $1,500 is the buy-in for this game. Looks like most of the players came in for around $1,000. A couple $1,500. I think Perry there in the 2 seat came in for 15. Chuck in the 8 seat bought in for 15. And everyone else is somewhere in between. Looks like RL there in the 9 seat's got about 400. Looks like Ty living under the gun here with the 8-6 offsuit. I don't know what he plans to do with that hand. Get in cheap, hopefully smash the flop. That's probably his goal there. I don't know where our flop is, but looks like Ty. Looks like the 8-6 works for Ty. He takes it down. We're going to get right into the next hand.
Thanks, bud. Appreciate it.
If you guys are not local, if you're a couple hours away, or if you are local and you don't know, right now we just started the second flight of our June $100,000 guarantee here at Best Bet Jacksonville. That's a $360 buy-in. We had 127 entrants in the first flight. That's 4 flights, so there's absolutely no doubt we'll beat the guarantee. I think the last one we did, we had over 500 players, and we almost doubled the guarantee. That's our MO here at Best Bet Jacksonville. If you don't play tournaments here, you must hate money. Got a 3-bet pot going on here. Looks like just turned into a, Perry picking up kings on the button. He just flats Ricky's 3-bet with ace-king. Tie in there with ace-queen. Everybody's waking up with some premium hands. Puts Chuck in a tough spot, but he's getting a really good price. Looks like it was 45 for him to win about 200. Can't fold pocket fours there. Not when everyone's this deep. Even if you do brick the 9 high board. Looks like Perry's kings in the 2 seat, still good. Ricky's the initial 3-better. He's checking the ace king over to Perry.
2 bets, 300. 4 calls.
It just is very bad. It was very slow. When you got up there, they had 2 women that got up from the nursing home at the computer. And, I mean,
Perry bets 300 into about 250. I don't think he likes the hearts out there. And that's going to do it. A little bit of an overbet there, but it works. He takes down the pot. He says, "Get out of my pot." No draws. Thanks again for tuning in, guys. If you're just joining us, 2-5, no limit hold'em, deep stack cash. Live on location on a 15-minute delay from our Best Bet Jacksonville location. Thanks for hanging out with us.
So 5 is missing the blind. 6 is taking the bid.
$500 chip down, like most of they were giving them some type of.
So 5 is
Series chip, and then they were still in the strip out there.
All right, looks like we're going to be 8-handed for this hand.
And they took them just about to pay their bounty chip as they did the
7 raises to 15. 8 calls.
They played for 28,000.
9 calls.
And they flew in 11 handed.
Doug, this is this guy's name in the 7 seat. Doug. He's going to bump it up with the 8-9 offsuit under the gun. Getting a little tricky with 8-9 off. I'm okay with that.
Good.
I'm telling you right now.
Chuck's coming along with the Jack-10 suited. Looks like 2 players flop a gutter ball. Ooh, Ty gets there with the 7-3 suited. He bets half the pot, and looks like Doug's going to bump it up with the flush draw. Straight flush draw, right? Yeah, he can hit the 7 of spades for the straight flush. Ty's never folding a straight here. Two pair for Doug here. It's hard to put Ty on the 7-3, but he could have a flush. On a paired board, he could also have a full house. Ty shows it and picks up 350 real quick. All right, moving on. On to the next hand. Like I said, guys, we just started the second flight of our 100K guarantee this month. You still got plenty of time to get in. Late registration is going to run till about 9:30. So if you're in the area and you didn't know, you still got plenty of time to come jump in. Final day is on Sunday. Or we have 2 flights tomorrow. We've got a noon flight and a 6 p.m. flight. That's a $360 buy-in for a $100,000 guarantee. Ricky picking up the ace-jack offsuit under the gun. He's going to bump it up. Ooh. Doug picking up a real hand this time. He makes it 80 to go with the ace-king of diamonds. Suited big slick. Yeah, ace-jack's never good in that spot. Tony's coming along with his suited Broadway cards. Both players check the 8-4-4 board. Queen on the turn gives Tony the best hand. He's about an 86% favorite to win the hand. There's 240 in the middle. He's going to bet 55 into 240. The third 4 hits the river. No help to Doug. And Tony makes force full. Picks up the pot.
Is that a Caesar? Harris don't do that, so the year after Harris, Caesar merged and the buyer got down there. 2 years ago, they had, 2 years ago, they had engineers. Are they close to any football stadium, or is that further south?
Ricky's picking up hand after hand. He picks up deuces. He's got really bad position, but he's got a pair of deuces under the gun. He just limps, calls the 5.
I didn't see the stadium, but it was right in the limo or whatever, so yeah, I'm sure it's, and I didn't look, I flew in the airport, I didn't look. We flew in like at dark, I was still sleeping, playing the sure. Playing that's all we took. You need to kill a play.
Perry mixing it up a little bit, opening with the 4-8 of clubs. Flops a straight draw flush draw. Corbin flopping the king high straight with the king 9 offsuit. Perry's going to keep his foot on the gas.
It's over on that side.
Corbin does the old double check. Make sure he's got the straight that he thinks he has. Corbin improves to a better straight. Perry's going to lay down his flush draw, and Corbin's going to scoop the pot. For those of you watching from Las Vegas, Johnny and I will be out there next week. Let us know where you're going to be. Let us know what you're playing, what you're doing. We'll be out there hanging out throughout the course of the main event. Let's hang out. I think we're staying at the Aria. Let me know where you guys will be.
But it's close to the strip. It's not like the outskirts.
It's at the end of the strip.
Oh, okay.
As you walk in the rear door, it's that in Rico. In other words, at the airport.
Oh, back like Mandalay Bay.
But it's on the
Corbin picking up a Broadway hand, bumping it up with ace queen offsuit. Doug's coming along with the 10-9 off. Tony's got some Broadway cards as well. He's in there with the king 10 off, and we're 3 ways to the flop.
She's got to be beautiful. Yes, she is. Three players.
Corbin checking top pair. Giving Doug the chance to bet at it with second pair. Oh, Doug turns 2 pair. It's a bad turn card for Corbin. Corbin's got the ace of diamonds in his hand. Diamond peels off on the river. Maybe he could turn his hand into a bluff. Check calls on the turn, and we're going to be heads up to the river. Looks like Doug gets counterfeited there on the river as the 8 of clubs pairs the board. Anthony Reyna heading to Vegas in a week to play in the 1K WSO. Is that the mini main? Is that what that is, the 1K? I think the mini main is a 1K buy-in, right?
Yeah. We got nationals right now. It's a trading card game.
Corbin takes that one down after Doug gets counterfeited on the river.
I've already got the report.
And actually, two of the people are actually my good friends.
So is there money in that?
I mean, I actually flew up very early this
He
morning.
just said, Rick just said you got 2 raises.
I flew up very early this morning,
Yeah.
and I dropped off $25,000. I should for exact. So I sold $50,000 worth of cards to someone. They paid me $25K up front. Stuff I've been collecting for the past like 15 years.
Okay.
But I own this stuff.
So buying your guns?
Stuff increases in value.
Sure.
So
You got it. 3 folds, 4 raises, 30, 6 folds, 7 folds, 8 folds.
So you were like right out of the bubble.
Right? 2 folds.
Anthony, good luck in that thing. It looks like he is going to play the mini main, the 1K mini main. What day does that start on? I got a computer right in front of me. I guess I can look. Looks like a couple of junky hands hitting them up. Ricky's in there with the ace-9 offsuit. Perry folds the, Scott folds the button. Attaboy Perry, sees some dead money out there. He's going to get after it. Tony defending from the big blind with Jack Trey of spades. It almost worked, Perry. Almost worked. You almost got everyone to fold.
8 of spades, 8 of clubs, 5 of diamonds. Good?
You've already burned the card.
Alright, so Bird's here.
Oh. Perry flopping trips here.
2 bets 50.
Tony's going to fold the flush draw. And Perry shows the 8, scoops the pot. And we're on to the next one.
Thank you.
that's so awkward.
Yeah, and these cards are thick. So 2 hours.
I want to just peek them.
Scott with the pocket 4s. Calls the 20. Raised by Doug with the suited connectors. Perry wakes up with ace-queen suited on the button, makes it 100 to go. That's going to do it. Perry pretty active so far in this 2-5 no limit deep stack cash game. That's what I like. I like to see some action in this thing. Keep me in the game. All right, guys, like we talked about earlier, we just finished our first flight. We're on our second flight. We're late regging the second flight of our $100,000 guarantee. We've got 2 more flights tomorrow, though, if you couldn't make it today or if you didn't know about it. 360, noon tomorrow, and 6 p.m. tomorrow. Show up. Get in that tournament. We're gonna crush the guarantee. We might even double it.
7 folds, 8 raises to 20.
Is that good?
9
There he is. Chuck getting after it, bumping it up to 20 with the Jack 10 offsuit. Perry defends from the cutoff. Ty's got some mystery cards. Can't see Ty's hand.
check.
Chuck with a pretty standard C-bet on the paired board. Can't see Ty's hand. Ty very well could have a 4. Clearly he doesn't.
Pretty though.
Ty's hand hits the muck, and Chuck picks up his first pot of the night.
All right, I'm back, y'all.
Welcome back.
Would you like to buy the button?
That would do one round of straddling.
So you're buying the button for 30?
You can do whatever you want.
I'm not buying it. Y'all.
You're buying the button for 30?
No, no, yeah.
So buying the button. One play.
Can you straddle a button here?
You should be able to for a live stream or no? Not really. Some of the live streams they do. Like they did a
Yeah,
2 they
last
did it.
time. Yesterday.
A wheel would have been nice.
6 fold, 7 fold, 8 fold, 9 cold.
Ricky picking up another small pocket pair. Just calling the 5. Looks like we're going to have our first 5-way hand of the night.
Checks you out.
William checking the Jack 10 in the big blind. And we're 5 ways to the flop.
Check, 5 checks,
Looks like Ty with the best hand on the button.
1 check.
Good spot to make your hand look like a bluff.
I'm supposed to be up 15,000.
25 in the middle. Looks like Ty bets like 55. Yep, something weird. Ty bets 55 into 25, and that bet works. Nobody decides to look him up. All right, on to the next hand.
Straddle from C8, straddle friends.
We got a straddle under the gun from Chuck in the 8th seat.
On the other side. That's crazy.
6 into 9, 9 fold.
Where's that being played?
This is being played in Chicago. It's a nice little 2-hour flight to Chicago before coming here.
Ty's getting in there in the cutoff with the suited ace deuce.
Yeah, it's, it's playoffs for national. For sure.
5 more.
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad, guys.
5 folds, 6 folds.
You get an invite to Worlds, you get game system,
Taken, so you raise
bunch
it
of
from that to
exclusive
40.
cards.
Looks like Chuck's going to bump up all the limpers. He's going to make it 40 to go with his 2 8s in the straddle.
The card you get for first place. But I've been trying.
And that bet's going to work. Everyone's going to fold. Chuck's going to scoop another one.
Well, you have to get an invite. You have to get an invite by playing in like regional.
I don't think
which are
anybody
$20 for most, but you get packs for it, and you get prizes for winning. But there's
So what they like? So what they do? They trying to see which card beat each other.
too early for this part. You get
Yeah, so far.
you get between 40 and 60 cards to make it.
9 calls.
And then you basically play following different game mechanics and rules to see. These are really good players.
Looks like Perry bumping up the king-queen offsuit in middle position.
Momentum.
Gets a call from Tony with the suited connectors.
2 raises, 45, 3 calls, 4 folds, 5 calls.
Williams in there with the ace deuce of clubs. They don't want to see an all club flop. That would be bad news.
Something sketchy as hell happened in this match.
William flops the best hand, but just barely. Top pair, worst kicker.
9 checks. 2 bets, 75. 3 folds.
Perry with a pair, middle pair and a gut shot, leads out. He was the initial raiser.
Put an orange in here instead of a lemon.
And it works. Perry takes down the pot. Perry staying active, keeping his foot on the gas.
It's just an old lemon.
Come on, baby. Thank you.
You guys are good, man. And it doesn't taste bad.
If you guys are in the room or if you guys are in the area and you want to get in this game, we got a list. This game will probably go pretty late. Normally after the stream, we just move this game into another table in the room. And sometimes it runs pretty late. So if you're interested, you can still make it down here and jump on the list. Probably get on the stream. Definitely get in the game later. Looks like Chuck with the suit of connectors flopping top pair here. Perry staying after it, like we already talked about. Can't see Tony's cards. Looks like he's got a mystery hand. Can't see him. Chuck's going to take it down. Perry picking up 2 9s under the gun. It's a spot where a lot of players just call. He's going to bump it up and make it 15. I like the raise here. You build a little bit of a pot, so if you do flop a set, you can get paid, get a little more value. A lot of players tend to limp under their gun with anything under 10s, like 10s, 9s, 8s, 5s, 6s. But I like taking the little more aggressive line there with 2 9s, bumping it up to 15. Everything else, I'd probably just fold there.
I ain't doing no pushing dubs at him.
Not the best flop for 2 9s.
Check. 9 checks, 1 checks. 2 checks. 5 checks. 8 checks. 10 checks.
Ricky making 2 pair here on the turn with 10 of hearts.
1 fold.
And Ricky's going to take it down. 2 pair good.
Go in there.
Good luck.
Hit him more.
Knock it down.
Watch out for that 9. Offset.
Oh, don't worry about it.
Smoke blind is done.
All right, another 5-way hand. 5 players to the flop. Pretty good flop for Ty with the Jack 6 of clubs. 3 6s on the flop. Perry leading out with bottom pair and less than 1% equity. Ty picking up a flush draw to go with his 3 6s. I don't think Perry can continue. Nope. Cards hit the muck. Ty picks up the pot. Thanks again for hanging out with us, guys. Watching 2-5 No Limit Hold'em Deep Stack Cash. We're on a 15-minute delay from Best Bet Jacksonville. My name's Dustin, and I'll be here with you all night.
Oh, so I got a couple minutes on 3 rounds. We should have it ready over there. I think that's what we're going to do.
There's too many draws out there.
Alright, yeah. So 4 folds, 5 folds,
You just had the 1/3
7
office.
folds, 8 raises to 20, 9 folds, 1 fold, 2 folds, 3 folds. Okay.
Going 3 ways to the flop. Ace 10-5 Rainbow. Perry with the 2-pair.
8 bets 30.
Chuck getting after it. It's going to be tough for Chuck to win this one. He's going to need a lot of help. He's going to need running queens, running Broadway cards, or running 7s. I guess he could hit 2 spades.
King of spades.
Picks up a spade draw straight. That's about the best card he could have hoped for. Picks up a straight draw flush draw on the turn. Perry's not going anywhere with 2-pair. Chuck misses everything. Perry snap calls with the 2-pair. Picks up a $300 pot. Chuck's still trying to figure out how he can miss that many outs. All of his spades, all of his jacks. Let's take a look at the stacks so far in the game. So far, Perry, definitely the most active player, and also with the chip lead here, up almost 500. After that pot, Chuck stuck just a little bit, and Doug stuck almost 500. Back to the game.
He's the one that tracks the action, so I gotta give it back a moment.
Looks like we lost a player and gained a player. Got Danny, picked up Danny in the 5 seat. Williams scooting over. Danny always makes the game pretty interesting. Usually a PLO player here at Best Bet Jacksonville, but he likes to play big stakes, no limit from time to time. He'll play some 5-10, some 10-25. Usually a 5-5 or a 5-10 pot limit Omaha player.
Five folds, 6 folds, 7 raises, 15, 8 folds, 9 folds. You have any one of the folds? Then you gotta get them. 1 fold, 2 folds, 3 folds, 4 folds, 5 folds, 6 folds.
Looks like we got some more multi-way action going on here. 6 players to the flop.
So we got 6 pairs saved. 3, 6.
Doug flopping a gut shot. Ty with top pair. Everyone else's hands are probably going to hit the muck. I think those are the only 2 playable hands out of all of this.
7 folds.
Tony's going to float one time with the ace-jack suited. Try to pick up a club, an ace, a jack, or a tray of hearts, which is no help. Ty's queen 10 off, best hand, he takes down the pot.
That's good. ready?
That table would be
It's even more because I'm the shortest. I can have to divide this by
behind
9
C4.
and total.
Thanks, bro.
Thank you, Bill.
Oh, good. How many now? I think you meant like one more hand like last time. Yeah.
I'm trying to bet. I want you bet 1,000.
100
Yeah, but if you bet 1,000, I won't be able to give you 60
Six
grand.
calls, 7 calls, 8 calls, 9 calls, 1 call,
have enough for one hand.
2 raises to 20, 3 calls, 4 calls, 5 raises to 75,
You're not gonna play no more?
Yes, I'll play another
7
flight.
calls, 9 calls, 75 total,
We'll go another last one tomorrow. If I can.
and 2 calls. Heads up. 5 checks. 2 checks. 5 bets. 95. 2 calls.
Or I just feel like 2 to 1.
There you go.
I'm like the top 40.
Alright, so, guys, yeah, another good season. Thank you, Dan. Thank you for everything else. I'll see you later. And you took the cook right, so. Okay. You ready? Got a straddle under the gun. Eight calls, 9 folds, 1 fold, 2 makes it 45, 3 folds, 4 folds, 5 calls, 6 folds, 7 folds, and we have a call from me, 3 in the hand. 5 checks, 8 checks, and 100 is the bet for 2, call 5, fold 8. Heads up.
I was up at full
Check.
now I'm dropping.
Bet 300 for 2. Doesn't do it. Thank you. Hold 8. Hold 9. Call 1. Hold 2. Call 3. Call 4. 6, fold 7. Call 1. Call 3. And call 4.
How much is it? 40?
4. Yep, 4 players. So 1, the 3, the 4, and 5. One checks, 3 checks, 4 checks, and 5 makes it 60. One folds, 3 folds. Four folds. Thank you. Fun good.
All right, guys, jumping right back in here. If you're just joining us, we're playing 2-5 No Limit Hold'em Deep Stacked Cash here at Best Bet Jacksonville. We got a list for this game. If you're in the area, you want to get in the game, get on the stream, come in and put your name on the list. Short list. I think there's only a couple names on it. We'll keep this game going all night.
9 calls, 1 folds, 2 makes it 15, 3
Barry bumping it up
folds,
with the Ace-10 offsuit.
6 folds, 7, 8 folds, and we'll call 29, 3 players. What's your name? Gonna check around. So where are you at? Alright, so make it 15.
Sorry, check around.
Well, right.
Sorry,
We're trying to get the computer straight. I mean, this is what they want me to do, Danny. I'm sorry.
He just meant.
We can just put 9 to make it 15, fold 1, or yeah, we just need to catch up.
Or whatever you want. I like that.
Just make it up.
Yeah, we got 3 players.
That's what we're doing.
9, the 2, and the 5 makes it 15 apiece.
Exactly what we're doing. We're making it up as we
Go
go.
ahead. So you got the flop out? Alright. So check around. 9 checks, 2 checks, 5 checks. Check 9. 2 bets 15. Raise to 50 from the 5. 9 folds.
I'll hit you up later. You can message me.
1 fold 2.
I appreciate it.
That was good.
Well, I'll be in the camp. I'll hit you up.
That's for my well, in case you don't know. One folds, 2 calls, 3 calls, 4 calls, 5 makes it 30, 6 folds, 7 folds,
Get me under the table next time you're going to
call 8, fold 9, call
It's not
2,
fair enough.
call 3,
Can't meet with this hand.
and fold 4. 8 chips, 2 chips, 3 chips, and 5 chips. Eight bets 50. 2 folds. Call 3. Fold 5. Heads up. Eight makes it 90. Go 3. Thank you. 2 folds, 3 folds, 4 folds, 5 calls, 6 folds, 7 folds, 35 is the bet from 8, 9 folds, 1 folds, and we have a call from 5. That's it. Five checks. 40 is the bet from 8. Call from 5. Heads up. Check 5. Check 8. $100 is the bet from 5. Call 8.
Jack has nice hand.
Looking good. Thank you. Usually where I step in the club. Looks like 3 folds, 4 and 5 folds, 6 folds, 7 calls, 8 calls, call 9, 1 makes it 30, 2 folds, 7 folds, 8 folds, 9 folds. Put me into a bet. What's starting this stuff? Can't read
He
it.
said the FK is not picking up at the fold.
Oh, really?
There are much more than the PLO. How many PLO games? Look up there. Just look. Take a peek. How many are there? How many
How many tables
there?
are there? 4 folds, 5 makes it 15, 6 folds, 7 and 8 folds, 9 folds, 1 fold, two calls, and three calls. Three calls.
One or two tables.
Two checks, three checks, and five checks. Two checks, three checks, five checks. Two checks, three checks, and five checks.
Low end of the straight.
7 is straight.
Looks like we just lost Danny here. Maybe he's going to jump on that 5-5 PLO game we just opened up. On busy weekends like this, we usually have a couple 5-5s, a 5-10 pot limit Omaha. The big games during the tournaments. Anthony says quiet table. Yeah, a little bit. Everybody's in their own zone. Thanks for tuning in, guys. 2-5, no limit hold'em, deep stack cash. $1,500 max buy-in. We had a couple players take advantage of that.
9 folds, 1 fold. 2 makes it 15.
WD Poker limit is 2-5, and we're playing no limit hold'em.
We have a raise to 30.
Like I said, deep stack cash, so $1,500 max buy-in. Ty picking up a couple kings in the big blind here. He gets he 3-bets to 30.
3 checks,
Picks up 2 callers.
4 checks, Queen of diamonds, 5 of diamonds, 8 of spades. 2, 3, 4, and a 2. 3 checks.
All 3 players with a piece of it. Ty with an overpair. Perry J picks up the nut flush draw. And Tony with a bottom pair.
Call through.
Tony getting a good price, and he comes along.
3 checks.
Looks like we, I
So that's 50.
don't know what's up with the graphics, but it looks like the river is out. I don't know what happened here. We'll figure this out.
2 folds.
Looks like it wasn't a spade and it wasn't an 8. So Ty's kings are good. Ty scoops a pot.
7C1. I know. What's up?
4 diamonds.
4 diamonds.
I could have gone away from it. I mean,
Oh, yeah. I didn't think that we had a hand that we would want to buy.
oh no.
Between
I'll tell you what's going on.
cards.
When we get it going pretty clean, everybody's going to go to the other table. That's what's going on.
Yeah.
That's what's going on.
2 people and
Guarantee you that's what's going on.
are we waiting for Carlos?
Yeah, I guess something's going on with the computer. Not on ours.
Jimmy, we don't, just because they don't have a computer, I mean, we can't play.
It's true. If we continue to go forward and all the stacks are wrong, it's just compounds the problem.
They won't be wrong. They won't be wrong here in a few minutes because they'll all be gone.
I apologize.
I know you know where it's going. No, it ain't. No, it's not. Computers are computers. But my point is, we can play poker till we get the computers back working. And nobody's missed anything and nobody cares.
There's an issue going on, apparently.
You have to
I don't know.
literally enter them into the new spot.
I need my chip count. Roughly 500.
All right, looks like we're picking up some new players, and we'll be back in the action once we get them entered in the computer.
We're gonna need you to fill out.
Then we'll get cards back in the air. There's still time to register in our June 100K. Get in for $360. It's going to be a multi-day tournament. We've got 4 starting flights. We already played 1 today. We're going to play 1 more tonight. It's going on right now. Then we'll play 2 flights tomorrow. Then we'll bring everybody back Sunday for the final day. Last time we ran one of these, there was like 180 in the prize pool. So we'll definitely get there. We'll definitely get the guarantee.
And how much you coming in for?
Cruising, Mantom asking about the cards. They're RFID cards, so they have a radio frequency wire built into the cards, and then there's sensors on the table inside those squares, and those sensors read the wire in the cards and relays the information to the computer. That's how the whole thing works. And then we have a computer back here that processes it and turns it into graphics up on the screen for you guys. I'm watching along with you. I'm watching the delay also.
Call 1, call 2.
I'm watching Chuck pick up 2 4s right now, 2 black 4s.
Call 4 and call 5. So your heads up. Eight checks. One bet's 50. Fold 8.
Scott with 2 10s. Best hand gets Chuck to fold 2 4s, and we're on to the next hand. Cruising Man asking about the chip stacks. The chip stacks, we get the players' chip stacks when they sit down, when we enter their information into the game. So it'll be like Chuck C, starting with 1,000 or whatever, and then the computer regulates their chip stack based on who wins and loses the pot, how much is in the pot, If Chuck C starts with 1,000, wins a $100 pot, the computer automatically updates his stack to 1,100. So the computer keeps track of the stacks based on the pots.
3 eggs. 5 checks. 8 checks. 55 or 65. 65 check for 1. 5 folds.
Chuck missing 2 flops back to back. Scott taking down both of them. Cruising Man coming in for a little 100K action tomorrow. I like it. Come in, play the noon flight. If you can't make day 2, play the night flight. If you don't feel like playing that much, just jump in the cash games. Cash games are good right now. We've got 1 million of them out in the room. Yeah, and then Sunday, if you're still in town, if you don't find a bag tomorrow, we have a $350 monster stack. It's going to be a 1-day tournament on Sunday. Let me double check, make sure I got that right. Yeah, $350 no limit hold'em monster stack at 1 o'clock on Sunday. If you're still around, you want a shot at redemption. Jack high board, looks like Scott with the best hand. Couldn't get a read on Chuck's cards, but looks like he doesn't have pocket jacks, pocket trays, or pocket 4s. Yeah, like I said, guys, 100K going on right now, and then Sunday, if you bust early from the 100K, slide on over, jump into that 350 monster stack. Let me see if I can find the structure sheet for that. I'll give you all the details on that tournament. That's going to start Sunday at 1 o'clock. let's see, 350 no limit hold'em monster stack. Going to start with 20K in chips, 30-minute levels.
5 calls, 6 folds, 8 calls.
Yeah, and then we're going to live stream the final table of that 100K Sunday night. So you make the final table, you'll be here on the stream. You'll be right here on our live stream table. We'll play the final 9 players. We'll play down to 1 right here on our live stream table Sunday night. That's our next stream.
4 bets, 50. 5 folds, 8 folds. And we got a call from the 9, heads up.
Yeah, Cruising Man, hopefully you make it. Hopefully we see you here on the live stream table.
Check 9.
I think the last 100K, granted it was a big field, but I think the last 100K first place was like 54K or 58K, something like that.
75 is the bet for 4.
We had like 180 in the prize pool, and I think first place was like 60. 56, something like that. So get in here, come play.
Call from the 9.
Looks like Ricky turning the 9 high, queen high flush.
All in, 9.
Against Ty's top pair. Looks like they're getting it all in, and Ty's drawing dead here. Ricky with the queen high heart flush. Ty with no outs. Ricky gets a double up through Ty, and we're going to be on to the next hand.
Big blind here. Two folds. 3 folds. 4 folds.
Anybody on the stream, watching the stream in Vegas right now? Let me know where you're at. Let me know what's going on out there. What are the games like? For those of you who don't know about our Christmas in July promotion, that starts the middle of next month. How that works is starting on the 12th of July, we give away $1,200 on the 12th, $1,300 on the 13th, $1,400 on the 14th, and so on all the way until the 23rd, where we'll be giving away $2,300 every hour, every day from the 12th through the 23rd in July. Call it our Christmas in July promotion. Come in, make a high hand, get paid $2,300 on the 23rd. Cruising Man, looking for a link for the monster stack? Yeah, I can get that for you. Let me pull it up. Let me get this structure sheet. I'll post a link for you.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
45.
Cruising Man, hit that link. Let me know if it works for you. You got to scroll down a little bit. About halfway down the page is the 350. That link should work for you.
75 is the bet.
That hand, both players had a gut shot, but they both had each other's outs. All right, Cruiser Man, cool. Check that thing out. We'll see you tomorrow for the 100K. Hopefully we'll see you on the stream. If not, we'll see you in the Monster Stack. Let's take a look at the chip counts here. See what we got going on so far. Perry J still in the lead, up 5.5. And nobody's stuck too bad in this game. Everybody pretty close, about one pot away from being even. Kyle stuck 7. Tony stuck the most, only stuck 182. Not too bad. Not too bad for a 2-5 deep stack cash game. All right, getting back in the action here. Chuck picking up the 9-10 suited, one of my favorite hands. He's going to bump it up. Makes it 25 to go. Scott calling from the button with ace jack off. And Tony defending from the big blind with king 9 offsuit. Tony gets the best of the flop, king 4-4. Tony flops kings and 4s with a 9. Chuck gets out of the way, and so does Scott. Tony picks up a quick $50 defending from the big blind with the king 9 off. Thanks again for hanging out with us, guys. Watching 2-5, no limit hold'em.
I actually folded
Here at Best Bet Live.
And Orange came out a few hands ago. I was telling him, and I was like, God, I'm such a bad player. But there was a race to like 40. What did I do with the worst of the race?
Trying to fill that last seat. We got a seat open, and I'm sure we got players on the list for this game. Should get a player in here momentarily. Kyle new to the game. He's bumping it up with the ace-4 of clubs. Perry's calling on the button with 2 trays. Ty's got the ace-6 suited. He's got the better suited ace. Ty flopping the best hand. Kyle turning the nut flush draw. He's not folding. He gets a good price to continue. Kyle gets there. I don't know how much action he can get from Ty with a 1-pair hand. Oops. I guess he can get $40 worth of action. Looks like Kyle makes it 120 to go. 115. I'm sorry, 115 to go. I don't think Ty can call here. Ty surprises me sometimes. He might try to hero call this one. He might try to hero call this with 1 pair. Almost. He almost mucked him. There they go. Kyle takes it down with just the nuts. Just the nut flush.
Nah, you might have had. You might have. Probably. I had a pair with an ace. Hoping he got a right card out there. From the way you're talking, you're probably going to help.
How are you guys? I said, I have no desire. There's enough to see in you. I ain't said there's no person that got better accommodation, better food, better
But you don't play there.
Got a multi-way pot brewing here. Scott bumping it up in the hijack with king-queen offsuit. He picks up a couple callers.
It's on my list of places.
Looks like waiting on the flop here.
Huh?
There it is. Ace, tray, 10, 2 diamonds. Kyle with a 10. I can't see Chuck's cards. He might have an ace. He calls the 75. Perry betting the gut shot. Diamonds get there on the turn. Looks like it goes check, check. I got a feeling Chuck probably has a weak ace. Bets 150 on the turn and Perry goes away. Maybe a 10, maybe 2 diamonds. I'm not sure what Chuck had that hand. I'll ask him later. If you guys are joining us via Twitch, if you scroll down underneath the stream, you'll see our full schedule for the month of July as far as live streams go. We just posted that a couple days ago. All of the games we're going to be streaming for the month of July are posted. Oh, sorry, that's incorrect. They didn't get updated. I'll pull them up and I'll drop the link in the Twitch.
Carlos.
All right, there we go. I dropped the link in the chat box. If you're on Twitch, click that link. It'll show you all the upcoming games for the month of July, all of our live streams. And like always, if you want to play in any of the games, just shoot an email to johnnyp@bestbetjacks.com and tell them what game, what date you want to play. We'll get you on the list for one of these streams. We got a 2040 Limit Omaha game coming up on the 5th of July. Here we go. New guy Josh just sitting down at the table and picking up a couple of queens. Getting a little action from King 10 offsuit. And Tony outflops him. Tony outflopping the 2 queens. Tony hits his 1 overcard. Oh, I'm sorry, Tony with the queens. Josh had the king, pair of kings. My fault. My fault.
Hey, Gary. How are you? Good to see you. I'm good right now. Give me all black.
Guns, I don't know. What do you mean, guy or girl? And what seat? In the 9 seat? That's a guy. His name's Ricky.
Right? Carlos, you hit it right there. Let's see if you do another right here.
Oh,
That's $1 for a good.
I read that casino
Got it, kid.
is the most profitable casino per square foot. Any casino in the world. Because of all the slot machines.
Very well could be.
Really doesn't surprise me.
And they're not regulated to pay out, like Vegas is.
Well, none of them are. They tighten them up from the Indian casinos like Cherokee. They tighten them up. I used to sell music equipment. And I could explain to you how it works with when they advertise at 99%. 99% equates to 60 actually annually gives us
As soon as a big jackpot, it skews it.
well, that's factored into it.
Yeah.
That's not what does it. What does it is that here's like my life. You sit there and put $100 bid in. But during that cherry here, cherry there. And that is a win.
Is he good? He gets forward when you hit him. I do too.
He goes into it.
They
They win that.
Before he got shot.
And then they put it back in to keep going. So those wins all accumulate. And a 99% payback is as good as you're ever going to see in the advertising. There are some places that manage to do something.
I'm not checking him, but
And
that's
it
slow.
equates to 60.
Every time it's slow roll,
Like I said, guys, check out that link there in the Twitch in the chat box. Let me know if you want to get in a game. I'll let you know how to get on the list. We'll get you on the live stream here. Make some money. Show all your friends how good you are at No Limit Hold'em or Limit Omaha, 2040 Limit Omaha, 8 or better.
That's why when you go to any casino, Vegas or anywhere else, they got miles,
Much more.
7 using, and then they got one little pit to take. They can get beat on the tape. Sure, they can get beat on the tape.
Couple of jacks for Tony. Raise and take it. No action. That's Josh joining us there in the 7th seat. He's been in a couple of streams. He's a little bit of an action player. He doesn't like to fold.
I had a nice hand.
That's what you need, though. Keeps the games interesting.
I had 2 high suited cards.
Cross activity. Cost us $80.
I had 9 queen of clubs. What did you have?
We said one of your queens will come.
Doug in there with the 9-10 offsuit again. Last time he had that hand, he got counterfeited. Turn 2 pair, counterfeited river. He's going to try it again. All spade board. None of the 3 players with a spade in their hand. All 3 players got a piece of it, though. That 10 is an interesting card. It gives Scott 2 pair and gives Chuck a gut shot. Scott's going to bet and take it down. Chuck folds his gut shot.
Part of the free
could have been like that. I don't know what
Because I bet they don't, I don't bet they don't pay
Four
out
folds,
20.
5 folds,
But I think
6 raises, 25.
11 they proved.
7 folds, 18.
A couple of months ago, it's been pretty nice. She was every single night, every night when I was playing, she would come up. She would come up, say, it was a ticket, but she would cash it for me.
25.
Every night, the car players would tell her, when you guys come?
So 3 folds, it says that there.
She come up, she would, I would look, 3 would look, 8 would look. Yeah. But very good, I told her, I said, she would buy a lot of tickets as much as she would.
So it's a hurt, you know, hurts everybody.
They had on that, Australian New Zealand for
6 bet 45. Sure.
Well, we got notice about it. No, too much that's supposed to be.
Right.
It noticed that the cruise line that was born on the
6 bets 90.
they have removed their casinos from the cruise line. And never said, I'm out. And she got on in and booked, hey, sweetheart, how are you? I'm gonna book somebody else. Oh, she did. She went in and she done that and flipped all the travel agents up to pages for 7 days.
Thanks, man.
Going right after why not more money. Hey, Megan. What are you talking about?
Sorry, but I need to do this for the house. If not, I just want job because I have it on camera.
Understandable.
Yeah, there's a pretty girl walks by and this is all your attention on. Be careful with this. Megan, Brittany supposed to have helped before me like a while back. So I already paid for it. All the money, Carlos. All the money. All the money. All the money. Just check it. That's it. 5 raises, 220. 6 folds, 7 folds, 8 folds, 9 folds. I typically in Brittany okay. But I know because you guys switch it, so 1 fold, 2 folds, 3 folds, 4 folds. So we have 5 plays. Checks. But that's 40. 6 folds. 1 folds, 2 folds, 3 folds. This is really heads up. That's it. 5 checks. 2 folds. Sitting out for a moment. That's 70 and 2 prices. 6 ones. Holy shit. Close like a speaker. Thanks, man. Congratulations. This is going to be your budget. There's a horrible board complaint. So I said, well, kind of back to 6 folds. I know you get on the case there. 7 folds, 9 folds, 9 calls, 2 calls, 3 calls, 4 calls. Checks the out. 6 players. After checks. Check 1 checks. 5 checks. 7 checks. 1 checks. 2 bets. 30. 3 folds. 7 and 9 folds. Let's see again. for straddle 10. 1 fold. 1 fold. 1 fold. 2 folds. 3 folds. 4 folds. 5 folds. 6 folds. Option stands. Raise. We're going to 60. 67. 3 folds. And 6 folds. Heads up, guys. So, 7 checks, 3 checks. Seven checks, 3 checks. 7 checks. Good.
Dan.
Raise to 60, over 2. That's going to be a call.
Megan, can I get another blue moon? Is that, you're only serving about a bottle now, right?
Right. We might get
125 from 60.
Shot of grandma here with that as well. What kind of questions are that?
All right, guys, jumping right back in. Looks like we got a high hand here. Kings full of deuces. If you guys are playing on our live stream table and it's a standard rate game, you are eligible for all of our promotions. So that includes all of our high hand, bad beat, royal flush, and steel wheel promotions. If you're playing in any of our timed rate games, you're not eligible, but our 2-5, our 2-2 deep stacks, our
But there's 4 people in.
most
so
of
that's
our
not bad.
Omaha 8 games
With 4 people in, someone's going
qualify for the bad beat and the high hand. It's been hit on this table a couple of times during the stream.
Yeah, no,
And looks like Kings full of deuces is going to get on the board one time.
Because for me, normally I get the ace on the flop.
Ricky bumping it up under the gun with the ace-jack offsuit. He tried it earlier with that hand. He didn't have very much success. Gets one caller, the king-5 off from Josh in the small blind. And Josh flopping top pair. Top pair, bad kicker.
What? They normally do, but not today. Sorry, man.
Since when? Today? I was like, we were traveling live stream like forever.
Way to do it.
All these rules around here, it's getting ridiculous. You guys want to play in my garage? Carlos, I got you covered. Now, I have converted my garage into a man cave. There's a 14-foot shuffleboard in there. I got arcade games, 9-foot pool table, and dartboard. So, yeah, put the AC in there. Put the AC in there. And not only that, put the insulation over the top.
Yeah, none of us gonna go without AC.
We covered, kid. We covered.
None of us could without that.
All right, looks like we got some multi-way action going on pre-flop.
We were never parking it.
Chuck's in there with the 2 8s from the small blind.
Brand new houses that they build. They build these garages so fucking small.
Got to fade a lot of cards, make those pocket 8s good.
She had one, we couldn't get them in. So I was like, yes.
The only people use a garage is where they got snow and stuff.
And I bought a brand new Corvette and I was keeping it in there. But then when I sold it, I was like,
All right, looks like we're going 3 ways to the flop here. Chuck's 2 8s are best pre-flop. He's got to fade all the jacks and all the kings left in the deck. He does it. Pocket 8's still good. Almost. 9 on the flop.
yeah, if you don't use it for a garage.
He doesn't want to make a set here. He makes a set. Ty makes the nut straight. So an 8 is no good to Chuck. Fortunately, he doesn't need it. He's still in the lead.
Actually did the roof insulation myself. Went to Home Depot, got me one of those fucking things.
Chuck's a non-believer coming along for the 65.
You don't have to spend millions of dollars to do it. You just have to be willing to put a little labor.
There we go.
So I got ready, actually. I put
Chuck
markers on
picking up a gut shot here. 5 of spades on the turn.
Well, actually, I was going to pay somebody. And then I watched a YouTube video.
Queen's a
and I was
scary
like-
card
I was
for
like,
Chuck.
I went to Home
Can't like
Depot
that one too much.
for $10 and did it within like an hour.
Attaboy. Getting after it.
If you can't find it on there,
Picking up quick.
Same thing with like your pavers. I was going to pay for somebody. They came out and gave me a quote. I went and watched a YouTube video. Did it myself.
you said, hey, what am I gonna pay this for? That's exactly right.
I like the way you play. Get your money.
I mean, it's stuff just available to teach you how to do it if you take the time to do it.
No, you wouldn't think they'd be
The
as
first place I
their
go, if
labor
I'm
is
doing
only because
something,
the packing and
get
preparation
out
is
there,
there.
I got them all down my back. I had to come out just like to fix them. I just did the ones in the back myself. For something I might get up maybe under.
Now, what they didn't cover, and I already knew this.
I mean, it's not much work.
They didn't cover the
There's a lot of work.
Well, that's actually a
getting
buddy
it
of
up on
mine.
the roof.
He had
Thing weighing
all his done, all in the back, and he was on the stuff like it turned out real nice. And they had that wet look. I looked, I was like, dude, that's awesome. How would you come out and do me? They came out and gave me a quote.
They started on it.
Looks like Josh bumping it up pre-flop here with the ace-7 of hearts.
38 coming out.
Got Scott to fold the 2 deuces and Tony to fold the 9-10 offsuit.
The pump sprayer and stuff. It was like, I literally just.
Josh going to take it down.
It turned out great.
Like I said, Josh has been on a couple of our streams here. He's a pretty active player.
Then I went to Home Depot, I started talking to the guy and I watched the
So,
YouTube video.
by the
And all you have to do is
He's a weekend player here at Best Bet.
then you grab a
Most of these guys on the table now are regs.
and then a little brush. And over. That was it.
and I was
I thought for sure I was going to
You guys are just joining us. You're watching 2-5 No Limit Hold'em Deep Stacked Cash on a 15-minute delay from our Best Bet Jacksonville location at 201 Monument Road. Ty picking up 2 9s. Going 4x big blind. Gets a call out of Scott with 2 4s in the small blind.
don't do it.
I know
It's a trap.
I know it's got to go to the Mercedes-Benz.
Don't do it. It's a trap.
Both players missing the flop. Ty is 2 9s, still good. On the Jack 7-6 board. Neither player with a spade. Scott bets 60 with his 2-4s on the jack high board. I like it. Looks like Ty put in a raise. Scott got his cards in the muck pretty quick. 2-4s no good. Ty takes it down. No, this is not Jesse. Run it like Jim. My name's Dustin. Work here at Best Bet. Do a couple of these live streams from time to time. Jesse does do them sometimes. Jesse's in here. He does a lot of the tournament streams. I don't know if you know Jesse very well, but he is a tournament guy. He likes to get in here and commentate on the tournaments.
That was a nightmare because it kept becoming detached from the battery, and when I would go to start it,
Ty picking up 2 7s in the very next hand.
that was a nightmare.
Calls under the gun with the 2 7s, and we're going to go 5 ways to the flop.
Must be one of the models they didn't want to mess with.
Well, there was corrosion, so I had to do it. Never again.
2 trays on the board. None of the players in the hand with a tray in their hand.
15 is the bet. 2, 3, 4.
Perry sees the dead money out there after everyone checks through on the flop, and he's getting after it with ace high. Ty calls with the 2 7s. Looks like we 8 of diamonds on the river. Perry makes his hand on the river, makes the best hand. Leads out for 30 into, I guess, about a $55 pot. And Ty lets it go. Perry takes it down. We're going to take a quick look at the chip stacks, the winners and losers from tonight's 2-5 live stream game. Perry's been in the lead the whole game. He's kept his foot on the gas for the most part. And Tony not even stuck 50 big blinds. The biggest loser in the game is not even stuck 50 big blinds.
It was a low. Yeah.
What am I going to do?
Yeah.
You know? And the 4 comes out, and I'm like, when you called me on the 4, I was like, I don't know if you got a weak king or not.
Well, I mean, the king is the besides it.
Did you get your high hat, man?
You had kings full of deuces at one time, right? Yeah,
Looks like we talked about earlier, guys, everyone on the live stream, any of our rate games eligible for the high hand. They're trying to figure out if Perry's kings full are still good, still on the board.
I bet that's what it's supposed to be.
Was it called?
yeah, Carlos actually said something about
I
high.
made the king full of this. I think Carlos did say something about it.
Yeah, no, honestly, I think they just messed it up. I bet that's your king's full of deuces up there, but they need to fix it.
Oh, never mind.
Kings full, still good.
You check on it,
They told us to beat it right now anyway, so it don't matter.
Damn it.
Block queen.
Oh, God.
Scott 3-betting the 2 8s. Scott's been pretty quiet this game. Looks like he's mixing it up a little bit, playing that table image. 3-betting the 2 8s and takes it down. I like that play. Sometimes you just got to make it happen if you're not getting the cards. In case you guys don't know about it, you still got time to, you got a few minutes left to jump into the second flight of our $360 100K for the month of June. You can still get in. Got a few more minutes of late reg. If not, you can get in at noon tomorrow or 6 p.m. tomorrow. And then we'll come back Sunday for the final day, and that final table will be live streamed here on our Best Bet Live channel. Just a top set here for Kyle. He checks it over to Josh. Rob Malt asking what's the difference in regular 2-5 and 2-5 deep. We let them buy in deeper here on the live stream table. So out in the rest of the room, a normal 2-5 buy-in is from 200 to 800. And here in the live stream game, when we run 2-5 deep, we let them buy in from 200 to 1,500. So we just up the max. Looks like we got a big hand here. Both players get it all in on the turn. Josh turns big slick, gets there, makes his king. But it's no good as Kyle flopped queens. Flopped a set of queens. He gets the full double up. That one stings a little bit.
I'm wrong a lot.
Very nice.
I think I see one thing. and I'm not seeing it. Yeah. Thank you.
4 black. Or I'm sorry, give me green.
4, adding 4 and C7.
Josh topping off his stack here after giving Kyle the full double up.
Y'all want to do a bomb pot? $50 bomb pot?
What is that?
Everybody throws in 50, pre-flop, and then you bet after the flop. Just a little pot builder.
I'm good. I mean, if you guys want to do it, I'll sit out. I mean, it don't bother me.
Looks like we've got a straddle pot here.
8 calls.
Chuck coming along with 2 sevens.
1 raises to 60. 2 folds. 3
Scott bumping it up here, making it 6x with ace 10 off. Ty trying to figure out what to do with 2 10s after a 6x raise from Scott. Looks like both players are about 1,000 deep.
4 folds. 5
Kind of a tight fold there from Ty.
6 folds. 7 folds. And a call from me.
He saw it. I didn't see he had cards. No, you're good. He confirmed it, so you can't.
8 checks. And 1 check.
Chuck with the best hand. Scott with a gut shot here on the flop.
8 checks. 1 check. 8 checks. Check. 1 check.
One pair.
Tens.
Both players check it all the way down, and Chuck's going to turn over the winner here. Shows 2 sevens for that pot.
Yeah.
Ty's 2 10s would have been good.
Yeah, of course. If I would have known it was going to be checked down, I just would have raised
Only 8 folds. 9 folds. 1 fold. 15 is the bet from 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And we have a raise from 7 to 55. Call from 2. Yeah, heads up. 7 checks. 2 checks. 7 checks and 2 checks. 7 checks and 2 checks.
Only thing I can beat the world. I can't beat nothing.
So you just beat that.
That's what I said. That's the only thing I could possibly beat.
Thank you.
I know you were a little upset with the king.
Guns asking about the buy-in. Yeah, WD Poker's got it covered. 1,500 max, 2 to 15. We had a couple players buy in for 15, and everyone else was somewhere in between. Right around 1,000 is what most people bought in for. If you guys are coming in town for this 100K, you don't make day 2, we got the 350 monster stack at 1 p.m. on Sunday. Get 20,000 starting units. Starts at 1 p.m., 30-minute levels, 20K starting stack.
4 folds, 5 folds, 6 folds.
If you can't win the 100K, come get your consolation prize. Play the monster stack. Tony waking up with Big Slick suited. Making it 30 to go, picking up 1 caller. Chuck with the Jack 8 of clubs.
8 chips. Trey stays King of Hearts.
Waiting on our flop here.
Suit 2, that's 55.
Not sure where the flop is, but Tony takes it down. Doesn't matter. Tony wins. Yeah, like I said, guys, monster stack on Sunday starts at 1 p.m. 350 gets you 20,000 starting chips with 30-minute levels. That's a pretty good tournament. Usually runs all day. Usually a nice prize up top for the winner.
55 is a check.
We usually get around 100 players for that, maybe a few more.
One fold. Two folds. 3 folds. 4 calls. 5 calls. 6 calls. 7 calls. 8 folds. And we have a shuffle. 5 players.
I don't know what's going on here. It looks like we got a glitch in the graphics. I don't think Tony has the ace-king anymore because he's there with no cards. Not sure what's happening in this hand. Got a glitch in the graphics, it looks like. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. We'll get through this hand, and then we'll get it back on track. Get the graphics back on track for you guys.
9, that's 15. 4, 4, 5,
Yeah, those are the graphics from last hand.
7.
All right, they're gone. We're back. Looks like we'll get it back on track next hand. Thanks again for tuning in, guys. 2-5 deep. My name's Dustin. We're on a 15-minute delay here from Best Bet Jacksonville. If you want to come on down, jump on the list to get in this game, you still can. We've got a couple more hours left of the stream. You can get in, get on the stream. If not, we usually move these games out into the rest of the room and let them play as long as they want. Tonight we're open 24 hours, so this game could run until 9 a.m. I've seen it happen.
Put the light on you. It's like, yeah, then it'll be just call you a liar. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be that. Hell no. Nobody want to be a liar. I mean, I never met a poker player that was a liar. Never.
Couldn't win for the first 5 or 6 years I played because I didn't know you could lie. You mean they're not telling the truth?
What were they bluffing? I thought this was a game of Joe.
I said, you mean that's not, I said, you mean that's
We
not-
stopped serving alcohol from 2 a.m. to 6 a.m., and there's been plenty of times where I come in to work the early shift, and they're just firing up rounds at 6 a.m. So you want to come in and do that? Tonight's the night to do it. This game might go all night.
9 makes it 25. 80 is now the bet from 2-1.
I was going to remind me.
No free drinks, guns. Not yet. Maybe someday. No free drinks. Oh, here we go.
80 is the bet from 1.
Ricky smashing the flop, top and bottom pair. Scott betting right into him with a middle pair. That's a strange fold. I don't know if his cards were right. I don't know what happened there. I don't think he's ever folding 2 pair there. I don't know what that was. Something tells me there was something wrong. Maybe the graphics were off, or maybe he just folded top and bottom pair. That was weird. I don't know what happened.
Three folds, 4 calls, 5 folds, 6 calls, 7 folds, 8 folds.
Folds back around to Ricky. Got one caller in between. Ricky raises it up with the king, queen on the button.
Call 2, call 4.
Yeah, Guns, I don't know what happened there. I don't know. I mean, I guess it's possible, but I don't think he folds 2 pair there.
Check 1, check 2, check 4, check 6. Nine bets 45, 1 folds. Two folds, 4 folds, call 6, heads up. Check 6.
Both players flopping a pair here on the Queen 9-5 board. Ricky with the best of it.
$130 is the best for 9. Fold 6.
That's it. Ricky takes it down.
And bet moves good right here. Thank you.
I'll wait. I'll read to see if you bluff or not. I'm going for 100% sure you got it, but I couldn't come.
I'll tell me what you had, and I'll tell you what you need.
Address.
Yeah, Jack?
That's what I figured. I said, I didn't think you had an ace, but if you have queen, I can't read you right there. So.
4 folds. 15 is the bet for 5. 6 folds. 7 folds.
Looks like Kyle bumping it up here with the,
Call 8.
oh no, I'm sorry, Doug raised with the mystery hand.
Call 9. Fold 1. Call 2. Call 3.
Picks up
Player.
4 callers. We're going 5 ways to the flop.
2 checks. 3 checks. 5 checks. 8 checks. 9 bets 35. Fold 2. Call 3. Fold 5. Fold 8. Heads up. Check 3. Check 9. $85 is the bet from 3.
Looks like Tony missed his open ender. He's going to barrel it off anyway, putting Ricky in a tough spot with the best hand. Paired board, hearts get there. 2 overcards. Tough spot for Ricky. Let's see what he decides to do here. It's going to be tough when he looks back on that one later. That's a right fold. That's such a bad board for his hand. Looks like Cruising Man giving us the 100K update. 18 players moving on to day 2. That's awesome.
Especially for South Carolina. This took me, we came down on one of the cruise last year. We're gonna stop here and drive.
Praveen, another Jacksonville rag. Bagging the chip lead, it says. Good for him. Praveen, one of our local 5'5", 2'5" players here at Best Bet Jacksonville.
Construction work ahead.
Call 8. Fold 9. Fold 1. Raise to 135 on the 2. Green 4 fold. 5 fold.
Got a 3-bet from Perry here in his hand.
Call. 130. Call 7.
Josh calling with the suited connectors. It's only 95 more to Chuck with 325 already in the middle.
Call 8. Heads up.
Chuck laying down the king-queen suited. Ooh. Chuck would have flopped a pretty big spade draw.
You got it.
Flop 300. I flopped 300.
2, fold 7.
Josh just check folding to Perry's C-bet.
Done.
It was just flopping my hand.
And Perry takes down the flop.
The man was right.
I think we're getting towards the end of late reg here in the 100K. We got 2 more flights tomorrow. If you missed it today, you can still show up tomorrow and get in. One at noon, one at 6 p.m. tomorrow.
6 fold.
If you need the details for that, let me know. I'll drop them in the chat. We got a structure sheet over on the website. I'll shoot you the link.
9 fold. 1
All right,
fold.
take care.
Sounds like we're losing somebody. Somebody's racking up.
Fold. 3 fold. Call 4. Check 5. 3 players. 25 is the bet. 4. Fold 5.
I just had
Button is good.
Jack Trey offsuit. Best hand.
figure with that roll.
Takes it
Big
down.
ass baby.
So, disappeared. That's good.
Thanks again for tuning in, guys. 2-5 no limit hold'em. Deep stack cash game.
And we're going to have a straddle under the gun for 10.
All right, got a straddle from Josh this hand.
Straddle under the gun. 9 folds. 2 folds. Call 4. Fold 5. Fold 6. 7 raises to 35. Fold 4. And we have a call on 6. Heads up. Check 6. 65 is the bet from 7. If we-
Straddle.
Straddle for call. We had 4 called, 7. Okay. 65.
You need one of these voice activated computers so when you're talking and doing this here, you get automatically do it. That's just a
Check
thought.
6.
I see Alexa doing it, so I know they can get you something to do it. I know they can. Just a thought.
Place the bet.
You know what?
100 is the bet on 6. Fold 7. Button.
First strong hand.
So the button's inside.
There you have it.
I didn't have that.
What table? One. I'll wait for my button.
One seat is back. Yeah, bring that one. Call 9. Fold 1. Call 2. 30 is the bet from the
Oh,
4.
let's lock it down. So lock it down, Carlos.
Call 5. Fold 6. Fold 7.
All right, fellas.
They're going home.
All right, we'll see y'all later.
And we have a call from 9. 32. Call from 2. We have 4 players. Check 9. Check 2. Check 4. 60 is the bet. 5. Fold 9. Fold 2. Flip it.
60.
It is 60. Call 4. Heads up. Check 4. We have an all in from the 5, 4, 235. Now we have a call from the 4. Lock it up.
That's the only hand you're gonna be able to hit too, is what you hit, because I had an ace-9 as well.
I was like,
Of a different suit. So that right there is about the only way that you could make a hand.
Ace of clubs, 9 of clubs.
No wonder I couldn't make it in.
Jumping back in the action here, looks like we got a
I
flopped
guess
flush
if
from
the
Doug.
ace hits, I'm kind of lost because
He takes it down.
I mean, I'm never calling there but 4 people that called ahead of me.
Cruising Man Tom, never have overlays at best bet. That's right. Overlays are bad for business. We don't do overlays. Instead, we'd much rather double the guarantee. That's, we set our expectations low and try to double the guarantee. So the last time we did a $360 100K, ended up being almost 200K in the prize pool. I think it was like 185 or 187, something like that. So we almost doubled the guarantee. That's our MO. We don't do overlay here.
send someone to ask her.
6 makes it 20. 9 folds.
Like, I mean, I like you guys, but
3 calls and a sport.
Gotta have enough guys to keep it playing.
in the least, the fewer the people,
3 checks,
The-
4 checks.
Kyle flopping top set
Is the bet from 6.
on a semi-coordinated board.
all right, I did
He's
it.
going to lead out and try to get the draws out of there. He takes it down. 3 6s on the flop. Good.
Can't call for you for that.
Guaranteed coolers come around.
Not calling 40 on it. Maybe if there is a backdoor flush, maybe. That's like big yikes territory.
Cruising Man asking what the end time was. I think it was around 7 o'clock, I think.
9 folds.
I think they usually play about 7 hours.
And call 4. 3 clubs.
Yeah, Guns, we went through the whole list. The rest of the room is pretty busy. Looks like nobody's trying to play deep, though. We got a lot of players out of town, too. Our normal 2-5 deep regs, a lot of them are in Vegas for the series right now.
Folds.
It's all yours, bud. Ken's
Most of our bigger players are out of town at the moment, as you can imagine. Games in Vegas are pretty good right about now. So all of our 2-5 deep regs, most of them are gone. The room's busy though. We probably have 35 cash games going out there right now.
I am a poker dealer, sir. I'm not a computer technician.
We can't make them play, you know.
They put me over there, I won't mess with them worse than you are, I promise you.
I'm getting the hang of it.
Where's Johnny? Is he off?
I'm not Johnny's doing it.
But I'm probably just gonna shut the laptop down and say, hey, you guys play and they can figure it out later.
Like, I don't get that. Why would they put Johnny in charge of tournaments when?
Because Johnny's like a super tournament director. He's got that experience.
Oh.
So the homie Johnny was hard to think. Big Johnny. I think it's good to learn this though, you know? It's the way it has different areas.
Yeah,
All right, we got a couple seats open in this game.
It's the second time.
Looks like we're going through. We're going to play six-handed for a little while.
I feel like
See if we can get a
there's
player in.
place to learn how to operate that.
Don't let it bother you.
Because I tell you what, the first time I tried to do something like that, hell no.
The most important thing it is.
Kyle picking up a couple queens short-handed and picks up the blinds.
Although this
Can't get a call.
has to be easier than doing sound and video for YouTube videos. This has to be easier.
Computer's not the hard. The problem is when it gets really hard. Then everything keeps going and I have to try to figure it out.
Doing video and sound for YouTube videos is just
How much?
then you have to splice the video and cut it.
You want to wait for the blind or you want to post?
I got money charges.
All right, here we go. Getting back in the action.
The hell on that way car with it. He said, you wait on the seated outback.
You wait.
If you guys are watching on Twitch, scroll up a little bit. I dropped the link for all of our July live streams. If you want to play in any of those games, just get at us. Let us know. We'll get you on the list. We got some 2-5 deep, some 2-2 deep, 2040 limit Omaha game next month. The full list, if you scroll up just a little bit, the full list is
Enough rope to hang him.
up on the top. All right, looks like we're 3 ways to the flop, and the 8-6 from Doug is the best hand. Bets out, takes it down.
Dan can be out of pair. You straddle? But was it a live straddle?
Barry picking up a couple of 7s on the button in a, looks like a straddle pot. Bumping it up to 55. He's going to make him pay. Charge him.
No.
Ty letting go of the 2
Like
5s.
playing six-handed for like 30 minutes.
Doug's coming along with Jack 10 offsuit. It's probably going to give the rest of the players a pretty good price. Kyle calls with 9-10 suited. And Scott's not going to be left out of the party. He's in there with Jack 9. 3 of the 4 players all sharing cards. That's going to give Perry 46% of the equity in a 4-way
I just
pot.
don't want to leave the game short-handed because you're leaving too. I need
All right, here we go. 4 ways to the flop.
them to come over here.
Perry with the best hand pre-flop.
Because I hate that crap.
Doug's 10 is the best hand on the flop.
Small blind and then go. So this right there just gonna close this game.
That was cruel, man.
180.
Wish I had his number. Sure.
Oh, really?
I know.
Rarely.
Yeah. Once a week.
11 solid.
I think 2-2 deep stack would get good action here.
So, I mean, stuff like that. Depending on the players.
Yeah, just based on what I see over at
And the
2-2
bigger
as I'm
cut.
walking
The
through.
bigger cuts the cards bad, and the bigger card.
Dude, the 2-2 players are just wild. I'd sit down with some 2-2 players here.
6 fours. 1 fours. 2 fours. 3 fours. Uncontested between. It's chopped. It's whatever. It's going to be
It's outrageous.
Alright. Alright, so for the moment, we're going to do release break. You guys have a little bit until he gets back, okay?
Looks like Cruising Man Tom asking about the blinds. 2-2, no limit? Yeah, it's like 1-2. We spread 2-2 here instead of 1-2. So yeah, small blind 2, big blind 2.
That's up. That's it. Check. And check. No first check. That's 20, 55. Oh, 20. 5, that's 35. Call for 6. Queen for the queen. Very good. Board's back.
I'm back.
Cruising Tom watching all the final table replays. That's good, man. Doing your homework, you'll probably see a lot of those same players here in the 100K. We've got a pretty loyal tournament following here in Jacksonville.
Someone's questioning the tens I called it earlier.
I'm back.
I knew I was going to get some shit for that.
1 fold.
Yeah, running like Jim. Game's getting short. I like short-handed games, though. Get to see more hands, play more hands, more fun. More hands, more fun. Yeah, the game's getting short. We're on life support here.
I wanted to raise it so bad, but I just ain't been hitting anything. I was like, well, let me just see a cheap flop and go.
That's not a good hand to raise.
No,
That's a horrible hand.
Carlos reduced strike.
Unless you happen to be
if I was out of position, I'd probably raise because
I just know we have to ask
late
for it.
position. That hand only
When you
gives you
took off, I did.
Oh, okay, cool.
because you flop queen and you think you're good, and then
Can there be the one blind big?
somebody raises you back, you find out real quick. That will. Not a good hand.
Looks like Scott's walking from the table. We're playing a couple hands five-handed.
I played with a man a lot.
You played with Doyle?
Years ago at Bobby's
Well, you are old enough to.
That's correct. I'm not as old as he is, but I am old enough.
Isn't he approaching his 90s? Yeah.
I'm not near that old, but I did play with him. I played with him.
Nah, you're not.
And he,
He's adamant about that. He will not play ace queen in cash game unless he's in the blind. And it's
Looks like Kyle's King 9 is the best hand on the flop. He's got top pair and a gut shot. Dug in there with a couple of deuces. They're no good.
It said older to dirt.
85.
85, yeah. Check. You know what happens when you search how many
Cruising man from Jacksonville. Cool.
at least 100.
Take home the 100K.
That's the
Hometown
exact
hero
answer
status.
Google gives you is at least 100.
In other words, they keep tracing it. They know their
Yeah.
That's what they're telling you. They keep
Looks like Doug leads out for 5 in this hand, and Kyle bumps it up to 15. Gets a quick fold.
playing. This is we started this at 16. I don't think they're pushing. No, 11 is when they shut this to 11.
Oh, now it says at least 110.
Well, they're gaining 6 more.
He's done a lot.
They found 6 more.
He's done what?
Jack, if you search Google, how many movies has Jackie Chan?
Cruising man, I'll be here.
Oh my God!
I'll be the floor manager tomorrow night, and I think I'll be part of the production team on the live stream on Sunday. So I'll be here. Looking forward to it.
It says at least 47. Like it's really weird. Like I mean, I guess it makes
2 deuces on the next flop. That'd have been a good flop for Doug last hand. Little flop lag action.
She had a lot of health problems when she had her kid.
Perry taking it down.
Double kidney transplants and all kinds of stuff. But she very rarely, most of the
Quick look at the chip stacks for the 5 players still seated at the table. Perry's been ahead the whole game. Looks like Ty's stuck a little bit. Ty's stuck almost 100 bigs.
if you beat her in a 30-60 game, she loses more than she can win the next month.
I wanted to chop. What are you doing?
Short-handed, man. I play on
Chuck. Oh, I'm sorry.
Cruising man, I hope you get there. If you don't do it, getting that monster stack, that 350, that's a good tournament. They usually get 100, 150 players in that thing. First place in that thing will be a couple thousand. Free roll your whole trip down here. Looks like we got the old flush draw, pair of flush draw versus the 2 pair going on here. Ty with the 2 pair, Doug with the flush draw. See who winds up with the best of it on the river. 8 on the river pairs the board.
I mean, it was so bad. It was just like the board was so ugly.
I would never read it because the problem is that the same problem's too under.
Stu Unger is broke.
Pathological game. Is that something like? No, he's got a very gift.
Who are you talking about?
Mike Madison.
Oh yeah, fuck.
Cruising man, are you saying that if the monster stack, if we don't find a winner, they bring it back the next day?
As soon as he gets money, he gambles on the way sports bet.
What? Sorry.
But he can walk in any room, anywhere.
Yeah, that has happened before when we had a huge turnout for that thing. It could happen again.
Yeah, he's always playing on first. What they do, but what I'm saying is, we were in the Bellagio when 15 years ago.
Where's Bobby's room? Sorry.
In the Bellagio. It's a private.
Oh, I've never been there.
Private. It's where all the people who were played until it all spread out to the different poker. If you wanted to play with the people that were playing poker, that's where your game was at. That's where Emerald, Slim, Brunson, Sammy Farhan, all of them, they were there every day for 15 years. And then when the poker got so popular on TV, some of the areas started getting some of them to go play there and different.
I like Farhawk.
Well, it just, like I said, it changed around. But he walked in the ring, and he had been, most of the series pros never paid in return for satellite. And in the World Series, you got so many chances to satellite. God, you got unlimited chances. That's what I said. So he walked in the ring, and he tells me, he puts a goal, he said, "Goal, you bet 40?
You gotta put in 80.
Nah, he put in enough. He don't need to put in more.
So bet 40 race to
He
80.
don't need to put no more. I can't call it that flop.
I've
got an overpair.
I was scared with that many hearts, and I only had one to make the straight flush.
I pulled a 4 7
How are you still away? Scott, how are you still away?
Nah, he's been falling asleep. Like we'll be watching, and he'll be going like this.
Pros can play on autopilot.
He said, fine. Wow. He said, well, let me ask you this. There's a good player more. And he said, you out again?
Hey, Billy, did I start with a K?
Okay.
So 340.
You really want to waste the ball? Yeah. He said, I'm giving you.
Oh, you don't break?
He said, but if you're
I'm checking.
and he's right. Right?
At her feet.
You know, if good as he is, he can't.
3 players. 6 checks.
Right?
4 checks.
Leave her at her feet.
6 folds. 1 fold.
I got one of them. Wish I had something else to do.
These guys sticking it out, playing 6-handed. Little 6 max action. 6 max 2-5.
Any way of calling people to the table?
They could call the next 2-5 players, offer them 2-5.
Yeah, and they wouldn't give them.
Hey, if they've got a 2-5 list, they can set the next 2-5.
Looks like trying to get a couple players in the game. See if it works.
And that don't work either. Normally, this time of night on Friday,
Yeah, normally
there
this
would be a
time.
2-5 list.
Oh yeah.
Well, I got 6 tables.
How do you know there's 6 tables?
You can see the table numbers under the.
Oh really?
Man, you got 2 good eyes.
Yeah.
Well, I get
Looks like Kyle picking up the King Jack offsuit. That's a pretty strong hand in a 6 max
I
game.
had no idea because normally I don't pay attention to the board.
Well, normally you would, normally on Friday night, they would have a wait list. Yep. Automatic.
Well, there's people on days.
I asked a poker friend of mine some advice for playing 6 max poker, and he said, just play it like the first 3 players in front of you folded in a 9-handed game. I said, that's brilliant. That makes the most sense. He said, yeah, just play like you're playing a 9-handed game and the first 3 guys folded. I said, all right, I get it now. WD Poker saying seat 4 is up. Ty, he might be. I don't think I ever saw him reload. He could be.
I mean, a piece has multiple definitions.
That's 35.
Scotta backing into a straight with the Queen 4 of spades.
Oh, she controls the camera.
The computer guy.
Perry gets the hit. He gets out of the way, leaving Doug in kind of a tough spot. He's going to lay it down.
You hit the 4. You hit the 4. I know.
That's what I'm saying. After the management says this, when I lose my job because they're going to see me going back and forth.
I really wanted you to make 2 fair because I had the damn 5.
You definitely didn't want him to get that straight.
No, so I really wanted you to make Queen 4. Make it 2 pairs.
People leaving left and right.
These guys sticking it out, getting real short, and playing 5-handed now.
Like these.
So 5 is setting up. Actions are 4. So close. We're going to do with this reg again until he or somebody else shows up. 6 folds, 1 raises, 225. 2 folds, 3 folds.
He just beat the whole damn table with Queen 4. How about you?
Looks like we got a raise from Scott there with the king 10 off, and he takes it down. Moving on to the next one. Hands are going to go quick, 5-handed.
Six people's enough. I mean, you go online and you play a six.
You said heads up is fun.
I'm okay with six. Yeah, six is like that. You go
I like
online,
playing
you go
online.
online and you play a six table all the time. Everybody chooses a six table every nine. Just about everybody.
Perry making a good point. You play online poker, everybody wants to play 6 max. You play live poker, nobody wants to play 6-handed. What's up with that? Scott gets picking up 2 queens, makes it 20. Perry right behind him on the button, picking up 2 5s. He might have just stepped in it, 3-betting to 60 with the 2 5s.
Yeah.
See this how they gonna break the table.
Scott min clicks at the 120 here with the 2 queens.
I got Perry. You got Perry? All right, run it down.
Perry's in there.
See this is last
It's
hand.
kind of dying.
Then we can't hurt each other.
Looks like
Got a real pair.
looks like we're gonna be heads up.
We're running it down.
Yeah, looks like we're losing the game. Looks like they're racking them up. This is probably gonna be the last hand. Oh no, Perry gets there.
I get a rack.
Scott still alive, turns a boat. Scott drawing pretty thin, 2 queens.
That's $100 in the pot.
Perry
I bet 60.
with 2 full houses, 6s full of jacks and 6s full of 5, or 5s full of 6s.
And I hit the six. And he could.
All right, guys, looks like that's the last hand. Thank you guys for tuning in. My name's Dustin. I'll be here all weekend for the 100K guarantee tournament. Thanks again for watching. Hope to see you guys soon. We'll be back on Tuesday night. Take care, guys.
Hey, this guy left me.